another session. Number 27, as I say. Hopefully I'll check that before I put it up on YouTube, but that doesn't really matter. So to start with, some awesome answers on the questions on how to change the exercises. And as a word goes out to Joe from Belgium, who asked some questions, and I answered them, one of them, and the actual answer is different for everybody. And it actually, the whole point is that the way you see the exercises, there's going to be some similarities, obviously, between the answers, but your level, your understanding will denote as to what your answer will be. And Joe said, I'm not been to a session. How am I meant to know what the tortoise and the hare is? That's fine. Then your answer is, what's tortoise and hare? Okay, that's fine. Obviously, I've described the standard warm-up and shown the Lego video of it, so you can kind of get your head around how that kind of works. And I really wanted people to have a go and just kind of write something down, post something to see what they're thinking. And yeah, I think I said on the actual stream, there's no right or wrong answers. It's just how you would tweak it. Okay, so standard warm up with 4 people. Five's a nice number. 4's a little bit low on numbers. So this means you let them touch the wall. Give them a couple of seconds before you start swimming. Okay. So you're on the surface, swimming on the surface, second person goes when they touch the wall, second person goes. So you leave a little bit longer so that there will be somebody waiting at the end when they've done their apnea and they come up. Okay, so as I said in the session, in the live stream, when we're talking about it, you make the session, the standard warm-up as hard as you want by swimming as fast as you want on the surface. So if you're waiting around in the shallow end, waiting for your turn for a long time, you get your breath back, you can swim a bit quicker. Right. 5 people's the one that was shown on the video, and it kind of runs quite nicely. 6 people, you're going to be waiting at the end too long. Okay, you're going to be standing around waiting. There'll be like 3 of you kind of bunched up at the end, so you can leave a little bit earlier. And you if you've ever been to a session, you'll see that you can leave when the person swims on the surface. You usually wait until they get to the end of the pool, but when they get to the flags or halfway even, then the second person can go. So you're kind of bunching up a little bit. Downside of this is it hassles the first person who's swimming. So they're swimming to the end of the pool. They hang around for 15 seconds or so maximum and start swimming. If you're leaving earlier, you're kind of putting pressure on them to leave a bit earlier, which is fine because we do the exercises a few times. We should do about 6 rotations on any exercise, because the first time through you are not going to understand what's happening that day. You're not going to, because you've not done it that day. So people are leaving a little bit earlier, hassling you. Okay, so I haven't got so long at the end, so I can swim slower, or I've got plenty of breathe up time, I can swim a bit quicker. So the first couple of goes are just getting into the swing of the group, okay? And then you can start tweaking it and doing your training. Remember, you should only make 3 out of the 5 lengths, else you're not finding that kind of level. Not a strain, a challenge, okay? And it's that fine line where, yeah, I could push and make length, or make this or make that, but this is it. I'm not pushing, I'm coming up here, that's fine. And as long as you keep that mentality, then you can still measure your progression, okay? It's until the challenge and then you finish. That's the way it should be. If it becomes discomfort, if it becomes stressful, becomes hard work and you're pushing, it's not good. Okay, your progression won't be any quicker because you're pushing. Okay, you'll get longer numbers than if you stop where it's challenging, but you're still progressing at the same rate. So you might as well progress at the challenge, at the edge of the challenge, as opposed to pushing and feeling uncomfortable and still progressing at the same pace. But every time you swim or do a breath hold, it's hard work and not enjoyable. it's pointless. It's self-defeating. Okay, so the progression's the same speed. If you're pushing, it's just uncomfortable and not fun. Okay, so bring it back to the challenge. Okay, and equally well, actually you won't progress the same because the body responds to stress in a defensive way, but it responds to joy and happiness in a positive way. So fun you'll actually progress quicker than if you're stressing and pushing and really not enjoying, kind of going into that stage, aggressive stage. Your body will resist it. Right. I go on too long. So that's the standard warm up. The other things I asked about was the crazy tables. Now I kind of put a trickster one in there with the crazy tables. So that's empty lung and then a sip. Now you might be able to do an empty lung for a minute before you do your sips. That's fine. That's up to you. But I said in the quiz, when you get a newbie who's never been there before, okay? That's a tough exercise. It's a CO2 exercise. You do an empty lung, so CO2 level builds up in your body, and you don't get rid of it. You just increase how much air you've got in your lungs. Little sip, CO2 level stays high. Little sip, CO2 level stays high. Little sip, still. So zany tables are a CO2 exercise, and the CO2 starts right at the beginning. So it's a hard exercise, okay? Hard mentally, because you're building up a CO2 tolerance, okay? And it doesn't matter how long it is, it'll always have a high CO2, okay? So you got a newbie coming along, you don't want them to kind of be put off by it. So what you do, if it's your first time and you're doing the zany tables, in fact, if you've been diving for a long time and it's the first time just doing the crazy tables, not zany tables, crazy tables, you take it soft. Try 15 seconds. Okay, 15 seconds. So you tell the newbie to come down and sit down. Okay, you're doing 15 seconds empty lung, and we're not talking empty. We're talking. Okay, I'm still breathing out. So that's how empty I was. Okay, super relaxed, super chilled. And you can demonstrate that. So it's not a, okay, it's just a breath in, let go a little bit. Okay, that's it. 15 seconds. Anybody can do 15 seconds. If they can speak, they can do 15 seconds. Okay, 15 seconds is about a long sentence without breathing in. That's, so 15 seconds. It's not empty, it's soft empty. And then a sip. Now, it's their first time, so don't say tiny little sip. Just say take a sip and demonstrate. Because they might, if they get 45 seconds, they'll be doing well. Okay, so that's 15 seconds. Sip at 15, 30, and then 45. That's 3 sips. Okay, so they're doing a third of a lungful. Their sip is a third of a lungful. Okay, and then they start breathing. Okay, which is fine. It's getting used to the feelings of being in a situation, holding your breath. Okay, and that's it. When they're comfortable with that, they may want to do 30 seconds empty before sipping. That's a natural progression. Well, I'll do a little bit longer. Okay? But there's no point in saying, okay, everybody's doing empty lung 1 minute. Everybody's, because there's no point. Okay. You don't need to, as an instructor, and this was the idea of the homework. If you're the instructor taking the session, okay, you don't have to tell anybody to do a minute. And in the exercises, I did 30 seconds because the seniors will know that they want to do a minute empty lung. So you say 30 seconds or 15 seconds, it doesn't matter. The seniors have been there long enough to know that, well, I can do 15, I can do 30, I'll do 45. That's fine, I'll do 45. They don't have to tell anybody. Okay, that's how you tweak it. Okay, just let the seniors sort themselves out. And this goes back to the whole point of the yellow, blue and red. You do the exercises, you explain it for the yellows. Hopefully the blues should be kind of, no, I remember this, yeah, I know what I did last time. And the reds are like, okay, I know what I'm going to do. All right? That's the whole point. So you don't have to explain it to the reds. So doesn't matter what color system you call it. You've got newbies who need it explained, intermediates who are all kind of doing it and happy doing it, and then you've got the seniors who know what they're doing. Okay, and the last one was the Tortoise and the Hare, and I promised Joe that I would go through the Tortoise and Hare. It's very simple to explain, very difficult to actually keep control of. So let's say you've got 4 people. Okay, so 4 people, numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4, swim super slow, apnea. As the first person leaves, the second person's right on their fin tips. Okay, swimming a length, super slow. Number 1 goes, number 2 goes, number 3 goes, and number 4 goes beside them and sprints. Number 4's the last to leave and has to be the first to get to the end. Okay, then they come up. Number 4 leads, so they have just done a sprint length, come up 10, 15 seconds, and then they're leading. Okay, but their rest gets more and more. Okay, so 4, 1, 2, and 3's racing, and then 3 leads, followed by 4, followed by 1, and then 2 races. Meanwhile, 4 is having these really super slow lengths, coming up, having a long time to breathe up and chill and relax. Okay. Especially after their slow length, they're the second to get there and the second to leave, so they get a long time to breathe up. So that's the Tortoise and the Hare. How to tweak it? I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave that for you. It's a good one to tweak either way, but it's very individual as well. And again, you'd rotate the whole thing, hopefully like 4 times, so everybody gets a go at everything 4 times. The only other thing I had to mention was shadowing, which Darren brought up. And so if you've got 7 people, for instance, in the standard warm-up, okay, it only works with 6. Get 7, it's too many people. So what you do is you get the most senior person to be a shadow. So my joke that I keep putting in to get people to remember it is, okay, you're not doing this session, you're sitting out. Ignore that person, usually Owen or Marco. Marco's not in the group, he's not in the session, ignore Marco. Marco's not doing this. And everybody, oh, okay, fine. And they get on with it. But then Marco will shadow one of the divers. So every time they goes, he goes. Okay, so it's really 6 people with a shadow. Okay, obviously if you have 8 people, you split them into 2 groups of 4. And that's it. That's the answers. So Diane had some fantastic answers. Well, in fact, all the answers were good. Absolutely. Alicia kind of went into details about how to do it. It was really nice. And Darren was very thorough on his answers. Like the answers from Darren. In fact, I might just print them off. All copyrights are subject to me because it was on my YouTube, so I'll have them and print them out and send them out. No, brilliant. But I'm going to give the prize to Diane. So Diane, you've got a hat in the post to you. Yeah, that's it. Because I've decided, and I think Darren's already got a hat. But there you go. Okay, so what we're going to do tonight, I hope you enjoyed the knots last night and had some photos through. Billy sent some fantastic photos through. Nabs, if that's defeated the object of him having a pseudonym now. Anyway, so Nabs sent some great photos through of how he used his knots to tie up his kids' toys around the house, hanging around. It was great. So tonight what we're going to do the most basic, most beautiful breath hold series that we can do. It's Friday night. Going to take it nice and simple, nice and slow, nice and soft, and we're going to do a breath hold series. And there's 3 or 4 people going, oh, what is the most beautiful and simple and basic breath hold series? And it is literally just some soft breath holds. That's it. So I'm going to time them and give them as equal breath holds. Okay, and we're going to get through maybe 4 times. Okay, so It's up to you. If you think they're super short, you can do 2 for the sake of 1. If they're too long, that's fine. Stop whenever you feel comfortable, whenever you feel the challenge, to stop and breathe. Keep your eyes closed and go through, listen to my voice, etc., and kind of judge how far away you were. Don't look at the clock, just judge how far you think you were. Because sometimes you'll be super close and you're like, oh, that's super close, okay? Or about halfway, that's fine, okay? You want to keep away from specific numbers and a lot more about kind of keeping the numbers soft, okay? So halfway, 3/4 away, nearly made it. It doesn't matter, okay? It's just a guide that I'm giving, okay? And that's it. That's all we're going to do. So, eyes closed, sitting nice and straight in your chair. Push your bum back into the chair if you've got a straight-backed chair, as I have, okay? You want to sit up nice and straight, eyes nicely softly closed, crown the highest point of the head. So we're sitting up nice and straight. In fact, I'm going to sit away from my chair. In through the nose and out through the nose. Remember, there's 147 reasons why we breathe through the nose. Maybe I'll start listing them next week. Number 86 is there's some gases produced in the nasal passages which make all the blood vessels dilate, okay, increasing the blood flow around the body. Nitric oxide. Nitric, not nitrous. Don't be thinking about nitrous oxide. So in through the nose and out through the nose. Nice and soft. Be aware of where the breath is going in through the nostrils. Start to feel how your body is moving as it fills full of air. Dropping the shoulders, elbows heavy. And everybody breathe out, breathe out, breathe out, and breathing in, 2, 3, fill in the belly, 4, 5, and breathing out, dropping the shoulders, elbows heavy, 2, 3, see in the numbers, 4, 5, 6, pull in
Music
the belly
licensing
back, 7,
reimagined.
8, 9, 10. No pause at the bottom or the top of the breath as we're breathing in, nice and soft, 3, see in the numbers, 4, big Sesame Street numbers, 5, and breathing out, dropping the shoulders, chin tucked in, 3, 4, 5, 6, pull in the belly back,
Artlist.io.
8, 9, 10. 3 candle blows. Deep soft breath in. And hold. Be aware of your posture being strong but soft, stable but minimal. And slowly, slowly, slowly breathe out, breathe out, breathe out, and breathe in, and breathe in, and breathe in, And take your breathing back to a soft, controlled breathing.
Artlist.io.
And everybody breathe out, breathe out, breathe out. And breathing in.
Music licensing
through the nose.
reimagined.
2, 3. Fill in the belly. 4, 5. And breathing out, dropping the shoulders, elbows heavy, nice and soft, sinking down. Allow the chin to drop just a millimetre, and you should be on number 4, number 5, number 6. Pull in the belly back. 7, 8, 9, 10. Breathing in.
Artlist.io.
3. Fill in the belly. 4, 5. And breathing out, dropping the shoulders, nice and soft. 3. Seeing the numbers big, Sesame Street numbers. 4, 5, 6. Pull in the belly back. 7,
Music licensing reimagined.
9, 10. 3 candle blows. Deep soft breath in. And hold. Allow your posture to soften ever so slightly. Try and relax your muscles one by one. You may find some will make your body drop to one side or forward. And obviously you can't relax those muscles, but other muscles will just relax. And your body won't be affected, so you can let that tension drop away. Allow the skin to soften on the face and a space to appear between the temples. And then slowly breathe out, breathe out, breathe out, and breathe in. And sigh, breathe in. And again, breathe in. Take yourself back to your own soft breathing. Drop the shoulders, elbows heavy. Keep that spine straight, sitting up nice and straight. And just be aware of your breath. And everybody breathe out, breathe out, breathe out. And breathing in very softly at the beginning. 2, really controlled. 3, fill in the belly. 4, 5, and breathing out, dropping the shoulders, soft. 2, 3, seeing the numbers in your mind's eye. 4, big Sesame Street numbers. 5, 6 is in a far, far distance. 7, pull in the belly back. 8, 9, 10. 3 candle blows. Deep, soft breath in. And hold. In your mind's eye, see if you can feel sand under your feet. See if you can feel water as you're walking in your waist deep in water, sand under your feet. And with this physical sensation, feel the water moving your body gentle waves. All this before you put your face in the water and start looking. And you're imagining this, so it doesn't have to be shallow. You can imagine a deep reef full of fish, the open blue, or a sandy, shallow beach, whatever you want. And if you're sticking with these breath holds, breathe out very slowly now, breathing out. If you're doing doubles, you keep holding, that's fine. Breathing out, and inhale. And again. And again. These are recovery breaths, sigh breaths, where we focus on the inhalation. And bring your breathing back under control, but very soft and passive. Allow your body to breathe, rather than controlling it and telling it to breathe. Find your rhythm and your place, in through the nose and out through the nose. And if you're doing doubles, you want to do your recovery breaths now. Just correct your position before we do the next breath hold, dropping the shoulders, elbows. Chin tucked in, crown the highest point of the head, soft skin on the face. This is going to be the last hold. Keep your eyes closed the entire time. So everybody breathe out, breathe out, breathe out, and breathing in very softly at the beginning of the breathing in. 2, seeing the numbers. 3, 4, filling the belly. 5, and breathing out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pulling the belly back. 7, 8, 9, 10, and again breathing in very softly at the beginning of the breathing in. 2, 3, 4, filling the belly. 5, and breathing out, dropping the chin a millimeter. 2, 3, 4, dropping the shoulders, elbows heavy, feeling your weight going into the chair. 6, 7, pulling the belly back. 8, 9, 10. 3 candle blows. Deep soft breath in. And hold. Dropping the shoulders. Elbows heavy. And imagine you're walking down a very long passageway. Super big. Massive. But it's very long. You can't see the end. You don't want to see the end. Just look to your left and right, and there's beautiful pictures on the walls. Just take your time to stop and look at the first picture. Look at the picture frame. Consciously decide what the picture is, the colours in the picture, before moving on. Looking to the other side, seeing the next picture. They might be similar type of drawings or paintings, they may be completely different. Just accept whatever is there in front of you. And if you're following my breath hold timings, and slowly let the air escape, breathing out. If you're doing doubles, keep holding, that's fine. Breathing out all the way to the bottom, and recovery breaths. Recovery breaths, focusing on the inhalation, getting fresh air in. Keep your eyes closed. Keeping yourself soft as you breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. And then if you're doing the doubles, start breathing out now and do the recovery breaths. I want you to soften your posture, so bend your spine, lean into the chair, push your shoulders into the chair, let the chin drop. Keep your eyes closed just for a few seconds longer. Even yawn if you want to. Yeah, and the cat's yawning as well. You rub your hands together in front of you to feel the warmth in the palms. Cover your eyes. Slowly open your eyes behind your hands. Slowly take your hands away. Bring yourself back to the here and now. I've got to apologise about the music. There's some issues there. The wrong tune at first, and the second one apparently was very distracting, so I'm very sorry. I can't hear the music being played back, obviously, because I'm, watching it. And that's the cat, again, attacking that box. Anyway, have a good weekend, and we'll see you again on Monday. Anything you want me to cover, let us know. Anything you want to, any questions you've got, please let us know. Any ideas you've got of stuff that could work, let us know. We've got another couple of weeks of this lockdown apparently, so we've got plenty of time to go through anything, and then hopefully we'll start building up the sessions towards getting back in the water. Okay, so have fun, have a good weekend, and I nearly said what everybody's saying, which I'm not saying it. But have a good weekend. See you next week.